Welcome back to the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Killer from Treasury Curve. Treasury Curve is an institutional money market portal. We assist firms in their overnight cash management. Thanks so much yesterday, all the banter back and forth about this Treasury selling this $10 billion a month of this agency MBS. I think that is their litmus test, and it's very important what they're trying to do. They're getting a feel, the appetite for the market. But I think the biggest factor today is this Japan factor. It's stuff that Japan says, or more importantly, it's stuff that Japan is not saying. I think that goes back to a little shout out to William Shatner. 80th birthday today, and he's been really doing well on his stuff that Dad says. Happy birthday, buddy. But I really think, this is kind of important to the Fed policy and the policymakers here about ending QE2 June 30th. Is there going to be an extension, QE2 and a half, or are they going to call it QE3? But I think this is all interrelated here. The global economy right now is one big long chain, and it's all interlinked. And let's look at what's going on in Libya. Things are getting a little out of control, and you continue to see the White House, kind of play a really conservative stance there, that they are involved, but at the same time they're going to step back. So we're just going to spend a couple $2 billion, blow up some stuff, and then walk away. Now, obviously, you tell me what you think, but clearly Libya has a lot more oil than some of these other countries. So is that why we are involved? Let me know. Comment here on this video or get me at The Killer. But I really think, this is front and center here, the spike in rates. If you look at PIMCO, the number 2, Mohammed, got on there yesterday, and they're really declaring that they own no U.S. Treasuries. That's a pretty impactful statement, folks. The fact that they don't own any Treasuries, they are really anticipating a spike in rates. And how does that spike in rates work out here? Because in the event these long-term rates really move up, it's going to possibly cripple the housing recovery. And once again, it goes back to that chain, that interlinked chain. So we'll see how all these moving parts come in together. But right now, we're looking for the 4th day in a row of gains in the stock market. We're seeing it off a little bit today. We may have a tough time getting some legs. The Treasuries, the 100-day moving average in that 30-year was a great average. I tweeted yesterday, 120.31 it's coming in on today. We've seen a range, the low of 120.30 and the high side, 121.21. Yesterday we saw some pretty powerful stops at that 120.19.20 level. The 10-year, the 100 days coming in today at 120.07. The low of 119.25 and a half up to 120.08 presently. On the S&P, I've been really emphatic about this spot here, the 50-day moving average. It's coming in today at 12.98. It's been a great ceiling for us. Tested again overnight here at this 96.50 level. So currently we're trading about 88.89. I think it wants to work its way down, but it's got to get back under that 12.84 level I really liked last week. And it should go to the weekly pivot at 12.72. Under 12.84, it's pretty damaging to the bulls. I think people, the new word is risk on, risk off. There's risk on all the time, folks, if you're a trader, so I don't know really what that means, but the risk on is above 12.84. The risk off is supposedly under 12.84, if I decipher that properly. The euro currency, we're seeing a 141.59 range up to 142.29, a new high, current high in that euro currency. The weekly pivot's coming in at 140.47. Underneath there, if you look at the chart, there's nothing until 138 even. So we'll see how this policy works out with the ECB, but clearly they're hiking rates out there, no doubt about it. They have inflation. And now currently, the Middle East, the oil situation, no one's talking about oil today, but oil's back at $104. Obviously, the Libya situation is present, but there's some violent protests in Yemen as well as Syria today. And I think everyone still has their eye on that. The Japan fact, there's so many moving parts today, folks. Be careful and be nimble and be quick. From the floor of the CME Group, I'm The Killer. Be the hammer, not the nail.